to welcome you to our second political forum. This forum is very important because public employees are under attack. Everyone here has a defined benefit. They want to take that away from us. So it's very important that we pay careful attention to the candidates that will be speaking today.
Thank you, everybody. I ride my bike every Saturday morning. So when we have little events, I sometimes ride, so excuse my attire here. Here's my helmet. The job you do day in, day out is essential to New York. You are providing housing for people who wouldn't have a roof over their heads if you weren't there. That is very important work. That is God's work. And you need elected officials to stand by you at all levels of government. As long as I am senator from New York, there will be a continued, close, fruitful, and productive relationship between the senior senator from New York and your great union, 237. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Good morning, everyone. Strong unions are essential to a strong middle class for our state and for our nation. I want to continue as comptroller because I want to be part of the positive changes that I know we need to make on our state. We need the men and women who are on the front lines to help us make the smartest choices about how we can continue to provide services to the people so that the government services that are an essential part of our economy can continue, even though we know we have to keep those services going with less revenue than we'd like to have.
What we do as trial lawyers is not just get money for victims, and yeah, that's a real important part of our job. Whether it's $9 million for Louima, $3 million for the Zongo family, that's the right thing to do. They deserve to be compensated. But more important than that, we fight for change so that what happened, in Abba Louima's words, I don't want what happened to me to happen to my son or anyone else's son. Well, that's the goal, to get change so that we don't have these tragedies. Put me out of business.
I am proud of the work I have done to create or save good union jobs, and I have championed the 2nd Avenue subway, the Manhattan-Queens LIR connector, the 2 largest construction projects, not in the city, not in the state, but in the entire federal government. And together they are bringing in over $4 billion in committed federal funds and 38,000 jobs. Thank you very much.
For her work on the 9/11 bill, and also her work on behalf of all of us against the credit card companies that are gouging us. We want to present you with a Golden Teamster.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
These are the gentlemen who provide our Aflac insurance. On July 18th, 2008, an armed male entered their office. Gary was shot 3 times. And we just wanted to recognize his efforts and tell him how much we care about him and we love him. We want to bring him before us, and we want to present him with a Heroism Medal of Honor. I want to give a special thanks to our moderator, the acclaimed Errol Lewis.
All 5 candidates for Attorney General on the Democratic side will be on the stage at the same time, interacting, fielding your questions, my questions, talking to each other. We'll begin with you, Assemblyman Richard Brodsky.
What I think will distinguish my candidacy from that of the other folks here is a record on institutional change and reform, like what I did to the MTA and public authorities, and a vision of the office that will transform it from merely a prosecutor or merely a consumer advocate, both important and necessary functions, into the center of the place where we can discuss how we're going to make social and governmental change a matter for the Democratic Party.
I want to fight for families like the one I grew up in. I refuse to accept the notion that New York's best days are behind it. I refuse to accept the premise that families like yours can't live the American dream the way I did. I took on Wall Street, and in a history-making transaction deal, I made all of the outside directors of WorldCom pay personally from their own pockets. The first time in history that someone held someone personally accountable in one of these big Wall Street scandals. I'm going to be your lawyer, I'm going to be the people's lawyer, and I hope I can get your support as I run for this office.
The test for this candidacy, I believe, should be which candidate has the proven track record of coming up and demonstrating creative solutions under the law in that office and in state government and as a prosecutor.
The theme of my campaign is simple. No one is above the law. Everyone has to play by the same set of rules. If you're a big bank, you have to play by the same set of rules. If you're the city government, you have to play by the set of rules. I look forward to being an Attorney General that is aggressive about pursuing the rights for working men and women that everyone deserves.
We need ethics reform in Albany. We need reform of the financial systems on Wall Street. I want to continue the work that Andrew Cuomo has done dealing with kitchen table issues that affect all of us on a day-to-day basis, like illegal guns, sexual predators on the internet, consumer scams that affect us. That's what we need as an advocate. That is what I have been my entire career. I'm not a career Albany politician. I am not a Wall Street insider. I am an outsider, a career prosecutor, and I want to fight for you.
New York is the biggest city in the United States, and it's home to the biggest Teamsters Local in the world. Clearly, Teamsters 237 needed someone really big to kick off your big year coming up. New York City is a city that we all continue to be proud of. It's important to have good leadership in troubled times. You have good leadership here. At the table, represented in your president, Greg Floyd. It's important we have someone who doesn't merely play ball, but they slam it home. They mean business, and that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Coach Sweat! I don't care about your wants. Get it. I just want to satisfy your thoughts. Get it, come on. I don't care, baby, about the way you treat me. I just want to tell you about your do's and don'ts.